Grand setting, everyone. This is Lizzy Beagle with Lizzy's Alkaline Kitchen, coming to you live from Lizzy's Alkaline Kitchen to do the final dosing video. This is the last video that I'm going to do with you guys where I'm going to dose live, and the rest of the videos are going to be about the process itself and the herbs that are being used. So here we go. This package was supplied by CarbonCellCompounds.com. This is a Dr. Sebi inspired full intracellular biomineral cleanse using well-crafted cell minerals by Kim and his team at CarbonCellCompounds.com. Now, tonight I decided to do it a little bit differently. I have mixed the two loose herbs with prickly pear juice and sea salt. And the other 2 cups are going to be spring water instead of spring water and Kim. So we're going to go ahead and get started. This video tonight is going to be a bit quick. I am a bit woozy, feeling a bit loopy. My daughter has a lot of energy. She gets that from me. So I'm going to come up with some formulas where I can keep my energy up but still be sedated at the same time. So I'm working on that for us. So this is definitely going to be a quick one because it is my bedtime. So, okay, compound 1. This is going to be the Econervy. This is the Iron Plus Immuno. The prickly pear juice and the sea salt does make it a lot easier to handle. And remember, this one is going to be for nourishing and strengthening the body, stabilizing and boosting the immune system. Okay? Verbena, Kalawala, Anamu, and Sarsaparilla. I'm sorry, Sarsaparilla. Everyone pronounces that herb differently. Either way, Sarsaparilla is the herb that has the highest content of iron, in my opinion. So it's really good to keep that. I have some of that in loose form as well. As you can see, it's getting a little bit easier to bear the taste. Okay. Okay. This is the last bit of the Iron Plus Immuno. Okay. Done. Let's do that. Looks like there was just a dab at the bottom. I was just juice this, so that's okay. Now, Econervy, I'm trying to use the same glasses so that you guys can get an idea of what's going on. Econervy prickly pear juice that you make on your own. Do not buy that at the store, please. With a little bit of sea salt to get the bitter down. Econervy. Okay, this is for the immune system. This is for the nervous system, the central nervous system, and the peripheral nervous system. So we're talking about Damiana, Lupovo, and Lavandula. Okay, it specifically says cleanses and supports nourishing and balancing of the nervous system. Okay, our Econervy. That one's a lot easier to get down. Now remember, you guys remember how I reacted when I first took this. Instantly, my sinuses started running and I started going crazy. At this moment, I've gotten through the dose and a half with no mucus coming out of my sinuses at all. This is the 4th dose in total of the full package. So this is the end of day 2 of the full package. And then I had the 3 days prior of the Iron Plus. So that is what we're talking about as far as the respiratory system. That seems to be the system that's flushing out first. Done. Okay, so what we're going to do now is go to the compounds that are in capsules. Now remember, I'm the first one to get those 2 from Ekim, which is why they were not in capsules, because as soon as they had the compounds ready, they shipped them to me. And I was perfectly cool with that because I'm perfectly cool with taking loose herbs. You guys are definitely going to want to get the capsules if you're, just trying this, okay? So the next thing I'm going to take is the Chelate Nurture. This is 2 capsules. You take 2 in the morning and you take 2 at night. Okay, so this is the lower digestive and colon cleanse when I was talking to you guys about rhubarb root and Cascara sagrada, okay? This is what I was talking about. As you can see, Ekim uses those as the active ingredients in his lower digestive and colon cleanse product because those are the strong herbs for the colon. And there's other things too that I'll talk to you guys about later as well. But those are just the active ingredients in this particular product. Okay, so now we're going to do the Nurture Digest. This is also 2 capsules in the morning and 2 capsules in the evening. Now, this one is the upper digestive cleanse. We just talked about the lower digestive and the colon. Now we're talking about the upper digestive cleanse. Now, this is Yellow Dot, Conducillo Negro, and Bardana. Okay. Same thing with this one. It's going to be 2 in the morning and it's going to be 2 at night. Okay. By the way, if it kind of looks like I'm swishing and chewing my water, that's on purpose. That's called pulling. I talked about that in I think the last video. There are certain hormones that need to be released if you're not eating and you're on a liquid fast. These hormones are really only released when you're chewing, when you're eating, because we're meant to eat. But if you're cleansing, you're probably only drinking, which that's what you should be doing anyway. So that's why you do that, to be sure that you're still activating the proper hormones while you're fasting. You swish and pull kind of like you were eating, just like when you pull coconut oil for your teeth. The next one that I'm going to talk about is the Endobio. That's 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening as well. Okay, so this is for the endocrine hormone system. It says supports endocrine hormone balance and function, and it's got basil, damiana, the fructose, and the podarco. Pal de Orco, not sure if I'm pronouncing that properly, but Ekim can probably correct me on that later. You guys can see that one. Okay. We talk about the endocrine system a lot, but I don't go over it in these videos because, as I was mentioning to you guys, the endocrine system and the lymphatic system are very detailed, so I can't give you like a short shot of that, but we will go over it later. This is also going to be 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening as well. I love the way that one smells. They all have a different smell. You can definitely tell the difference because the herbs are wild crafted, and they're not processed. So you're getting raw herbs here. Now this one is the Uterance 2, female reproduction. We talked about this, that if you're thinking of products from our forefather, you're probably thinking esto and testo. But this Uterance 2 is for the female reproductive revitalization, which basically it's a regeneration of our reproductive system, breaking down the cells and letting them regenerate and revitalize and be nourished at the same time. Very, very necessary for reasons that we will talk about later. But there is also one for males as well. So this is not just for women. There's one for males as well. And you will get that. Well, I'll tell you right now. The ingredients are verbena, damiana, and urtica dioica. Now, the one for males, there's about one other herb that's in it, and but we won't talk about that at this point. You can let Kim tell you about that when you speak with him. If you are someone who is on my mentor list for 70 Journeys LLC, and you are interested in that, because I know I have males on my list, you guys already know the herbs. If you want me to go over them again, just contact me and I'll go over them with you as well. This is still going to be 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening. And that has a really wonderful minty flavor to it. The next one we're going to do is the Virabaragon, 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening. And that's the one I was telling you guys about, bacteria and funguses and parasites, you know. Okay, especially if you come from a meat-eating diet, this is vital, okay, because meat causes the body to have parasites and bacteria and fungus, because meat rots the moment it is killed, and the moment it hits the body, it instantly begins to rot and deteriorate again. So you need this, the Virabaragon, because this is the one that's going to target the parasitic nature of the system. It says aids in addressing fungal, viral, bacterial, and parasitic compromised nature of cell tissues. The ingredients, active ingredients, the main ones are going to be the Poa de Acro again, the Guinea henweed, we spoke about that the other day, and the quassia, or some people call it quassia. That's still 2 in the morning and 2 at night. That one smells nice too. Okay, I'm doing this one last because this is the only one where you take one only. Well, the way Ekim has it formulated now, we're taking one only. If you ever ordered Violin from him before, because you can get Violin from him by itself if you need it for some reason. This is the one that I'm speaking about right here. You can get it by itself. But if you get it, if you got it before, your instructions may have been different. But I'm doing a detrimental illness, disease, cure, cleanse, therapeutic, intracellular, biomineral, full-blown thing. So, this particular bottle for me is 1 in the morning and 1 in the evening. And the way they're doing it now, I believe anyone who gets it now, it's still going to be 1 and 1. It doesn't matter. The dose changed from the way they had formulated before. I don't know what the formula was before, because this is my first time getting Violin from CarbonCellCompounds.com. Now, the main ingredients in it is the hydrangea, the cloves, and the Pushiana. This is the lymphatic cleanse and cell decalcification. Here's that last dose. Excuse me. Okay, so this is certainly the last video where I'm dosing live. You guys definitely have an idea of how to do it. I am going to go ahead and say this. The ashwagandha root, yeah, there's different ways that you can get ashwagandha. I get the root because, as you guys know, I'm really big on whole herbs and fiber. But it's really been working and helping me stay calm. As you guys know, my daughter is in her terrible twos, and I'm doing this full-blown cleanse. So that I definitely am going to say I back that. I back the ashwagandha. The ashwagandha is good. Now, I did the prickly pear juice. I've done the sea salt water. And notice when I do the prickly pear juice in the sea salt water, since I'm only doing that towards the beginning of the fast, they have this crazy astringent property, takes everything out of you, which is really beautiful. So I do think that's a good idea to continue that. The cactus, if you're going to do the cactus, you need to do it towards the beginning. If you want to do the cactus throughout, you have to use the Seville sour orange, okay, and juice that with the cactus. I had to do mine in the beginning and get it done and over with because I did not use a sour orange to make my Nepal juice. So, water did really good. Make sure you're getting a gallon a day. That is absolutely important because these herbs need water. So do you. You're going to be getting way more than a gallon a day in liquids. You should be, because you can be drinking your teas throughout the day. Where is my tea? I did a cold ginger infusion in here. Well, I didn't do it in here. I did it in glass. But then I poured it in here because this is what I'm drinking it out of. And my little baby, I can't just walk around with the glass jar like that. So I did it in glass. You don't want to infuse anything in plastic. Infuse in glass or copper. I would say stainless steel. Don't use any non-stick plastic, nothing like that. This is really, really good. This is going to be, this helps me with the healing crisis part of this phase. And it also is a really, really, really good liver flush. So I've been keeping up with the ginger water, but I've gone from doing it warm to doing it room temperature. And taking the ginger frozen and really infusing the water with it while it's, de-thawing in the water, so that I'm not putting heat to the ginger. Because when you're doing this particular cellular cleanse, you can't have anything cooked. You can't have anything that has sugar in it, which is why when you're doing your juices, you really want to stick to the green juices, the sour Seville, the watermelon, the papaya. You don't want to go outside of that. If anything that's sweet, remember I told you guys there's a difference in fruits, and some fruits you're not supposed to even mix anyways. So you want to be careful with that. That will mess you up. There's lots of things that we should not be mixing. If you have questions about it, you can feel free to contact me. But those are the fruits that you want to do. Okay, nothing sweet. Oh, and berries. You can do the berries. Don't do strawberries though, because the strawberries, when you're doing this, if you do it, it's like, okay, that's the only berry you have. This is an emergency. You're really hungry. You can't take it. You might take one and blend it up inside of your sea moss and drink it or something. But it's not something that you want to do every day, all day, because the strawberries are acidic. So you want to do those fruits that I mentioned, the papaya, the watermelon. You can do the ginger. You can do the berries. You can do the Seville sour orange. You can do the key lime. And let me see. Yeah. Um, Hello, Trisonia. How are you? Welcome, Queen Sister, and a grand setting to you. We just finished the last live dosing, so hopefully you'll be able to go back and enjoy that as well. And now I'm just doing a quick rundown on the do's and don'ts while you're doing this. The gallon of water. Don't mix all of your fruits. No sweet fruits while you're doing this because you cannot have sugar. Um, you would, you know, I remember I talked about doing the apple and the onion for the colon cleanse in the beginning. That was really good. But if I do that now, I can't use the apple. You know what I mean? I'd have to eat a raw onion and juice it. So you have to be careful. So I'm definitely not going to do that. So, um, so that's what that's the regimen. That's the regimen so far. I've got one more thing of kale, which I'm gonna have in the morning for breakfast with dose one for tomorrow morning. And then I'm gonna juice some wakame. And I will definitely be sharing that with you guys because I'm very excited about that. I've been doing a lot of research on wakame and the healing properties of it. I've been doing a lot of research on the seed of the papaya. And I've been doing a lot of research on the black seed nigella. So I'm going to do a little bit of things on my own tomorrow with that. As you guys know, I can really only do teas right now because I don't want to interfere with my intracellular package from carbon cell compounds. But I am going to be doing some of that. I'm going to be doing the chickweed tea and some Guinea henweed tea. I'm going to do ashwagandha tea tomorrow. The ashwagandha tea is really hard to take because it doesn't taste good without sweetener. I don't like it without sweetener. You guys know I love my herbs, but I don't like to taste the bitter. But I'm actually getting really used to it, oddly enough. Um, so I'm gonna play around a little bit tomorrow, get into my loose herbs, and I'll do a few of them live. Um, Start tasting some of the dry herbs just to kind of calm the stress and the hunger. When you are taking care of your babies, you're on your feet a lot. And as you guys know, the more energy you burn, the more your body is going to want you to replace that energy, even when you're on herbs. So you have to be very, very careful with a very delicate balance, very fine line that you're walking. So we're going to be due diligent to that process as well. We're going to be sure that we're keeping our stress levels low. The people that I'm mentoring, we talk about techniques that you use for this all the time. I'm going to use some of them on myself. So tomorrow I'm going to be doing asanas. We're going to try to do one live for you. I don't know how that's going to go because we're probably going to be using my laptop. So I'm not promising, but I'm going to try. Because I feel ready. I don't feel weak. I just feel a little bit loopy. It's hard to explain, but when you're empty, it's a really crazy feeling. Even if you're Sabian, especially if you're Sabian, because we love our food, but and we're good at fasting. But this particular fast is not a mono fast. It is a strict herbs and water only, unless you are juicing fast. And the prickly pear juice is about to disappear. This is about to be a green juice fast. We're talking kale and wakame only. That's what we're going to be breaking down to before the next 48 hours is up. So I'm really glad that you guys came to visit me this evening and to just really be a part of this with me. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm tired. My daughter's her internet wasn't working very well today on her Blu-ray player, so she threw a fit. So mommy had to make some DVDs for her so that she could have something to watch. And she fell asleep watching one of her DVDs. She missed our little shows today, but she put me through it. So she fell asleep about an hour and a half ago. I'm going to go to sleep now. I'm wishing everyone peace and blessings and healing this evening. I'm wishing everyone that they can be feeling very encouraged this evening. Thank you very much, Sharon. You're amazing. Thank you so much. Um, I'm wishing everyone manifestation. Um, there's a lot of things that you can do if you think about it hard enough in a certain way. Um, at one point today, I was like, what am I going to do? I can't get up and chase after my child one more time because I haven't eaten in a real meal in going on 14 days. So, it was definitely a beautiful experience. And this is just round one, guys. This is the first 21 to 27 days of the 90-day cleanse. There will be another round of this before the 90 days is up. And by that time, it will be perfected. And we'll get to see what's going to happen at the end of this 90 days, you know. Yes, Sonia, the notes are going to be beautiful. The journaling has been going very well. All of the crazy moments that we definitely don't talk about on Facebook Live or they will kick us off up here. All of those goodies are in the journaling. They're in the notes. So you guys will be getting copies of these things. We know how real life is, right? Well, I'm writing it down so that you can know exactly how this feels and exactly what's going on. This part is just for us to really get a handle on the herbs, and so that you guys can see my face, you can see me taking the product to gain trust, to build confidence. A lot of people are very afraid of herbs. Freaks them out for some reason. I'm not afraid of herbs. When you've gone through the things that I've gone through, you're not afraid of herbs. You're not. What you're afraid of is being back in the hospital bed. What you're afraid of is having another syringe in your arm, honey. Okay? What you're afraid of is having another team of 4 to 5 to 6 different people around you trying to figure out what's going on while you're strapped to a gurney in the middle of an emergency room having seizures. That you should be afraid of. Oh yeah, there's things you should be afraid of. Now, fear can work 2 ways. It can work good, it can work bad. You know, there's a lot of things that fear can do. Right? But my thing is, I don't want us to be afraid of the wrong things anymore. I don't want that. You know, we're afraid of creating our own medicine. How do you think we made it this far? What do you think we were doing before they found out about needles? We had to get the stuff in us somehow, right? We were drinking it, we were eating it, we were making tonics, we were making tinctures. We were making compounds. We were making vitamins at home. Okay? We were not going to school for anywhere between 8 to 12 plus years. And then coming out of that institution, not only sick ourselves, but teaching others how to be sick too. Ouch, right? So you're going to go to school for 12 to 15 years to be a doctor so that you come out sick and then you pass that sickness on to others. I have people in the medical industry that are just like, what's going on? I need an herbal cleanse. You know, I went to a physical with a friend of mine a few months back, and one of the nurses, I guess he had told the nurse about me, and the nurse came in the hallway and told me, just started talking to me about hemp and herbs and all this stuff, about how when she got into the medical industry, she realized the poison. And this nurse was talking to me about how it was so amazing what I was doing, and you know, and she doesn't allow her or her family to take pharmaceuticals. She's a nurse. Does not take pharmaceuticals, does not allow her family to take pharmaceuticals. treats herself and her children with CBD and hemp oil on a regular basis. A nurse. That has been a nurse for a very long time. I'm not going to say the woman's name or where I was at. That's rude. But real woman in Roanoke, Virginia, real live person that was explaining this to me. And even that gave me courage, because I'm thinking to myself, wow, this woman, and no, Sharon Lee, finish nursing school, because the thing is, you'll be right in the middle of where you need to be to pass this word along. You never know who you're going to run into. That lady still works in nursing, but she tells people about the pharmaceuticals. She gives her patients that she goes and helps links and things and other places to go and things to do, because they're telling her, the nurse, it's not working. And she's like, okay, do this. When I was in the hospital, the nurse was like, do you have a doctor? I said, mm-hmm. I said, he died a few years back, but I have a doctor. I said, his wife is still alive. They're down there in Honduras. And you know what? This lady says, are you talking about Dr. Sabi? Oh my goodness. I almost died right there all over again. I was like, yeah, actually I am. And it was so funny. And she goes, yeah, you need that therapeutical package. And I was like, yeah, I know. So, you know what, Sharon? Don't quit your job. Because they're spreading the word, you know what I mean? Everyone's telling everybody now. It's like it's not a secret anymore. So don't quit your job. Finish nursing school, because that's where you need to be. It's so funny to me that my eyes are cheering up, because it's actually hilarious to me. But I'll never forget the woman's face. I swear, I was like, wow, this is amazing. But exactly, my king. You're exactly right. They come out and they realize that they can't cure anything. And then they find the truth, right? Of course, they're not going to quit their job, right? That's how they're feeding their kids. But they are in there telling people, oh, you need this. This woman pulled up the Dr. Seeley website on her smartphone while I was in the bed with one IV over here and one IV over here. One had morphine, one had water, right? And the lady comes and she's like, this is what you need. And she's like on the low, and she starts scrolling and she shows me. And I said, oh, yeah, I know about that. It was really funny. I thought it was amazing, because she didn't understand that. She didn't know that I knew, but she heard what I was telling the other nurses. She's like, yeah, this is it right here. Look at the website. And I was like, I know. So, even the nurses are trying to spread the word. The doctors aren't really allowed to do that, I guess. But nurses are creeping their way in through. I have noticed, and I'm very proud of them. There's nothing wrong with being a nurse. Nurses are very similar to doctors. They do a lot of the work. Grand setting, Jane. How are you? How are you, Jane? My good friend Jane is here this evening with us. Jane is in the medical industry, I believe. And she can tell you a lot about what I'm talking about too, because she is also very much into, being able to heal yourself in a natural way. But she does fully support the people that have to go to the doctor, and she does help them. So it's a fine line. If I get shot, if I get stabbed, if I break my neck or break my bones, I'm going to the emergency room. And I'm going to let them stitch me up and stop the bleeding. And then I'm going to go home with all the prescriptions, and I'm not going to fill a single one of them. I'm going to go to carboncellcompounds.com, or I'm going to go find one of my friends that are foraging, since I obviously won't be able to really forage. I won't be able to walk if I got stabbed or I broke a leg. I'm going to find one of my friends that does it. Facebook is an entire network, and I'm also on YouTube, and I have a website of MoneyBolingo.com. And I'm on, what's the other one? The Instagram and Twitter and all that other crap. So everyone knows what I'm doing, you know. You see? Even Jane will tell you guys she's not against doctors, but once she's good, she's on her herbs. You know, it's a journey. You know. And she said, or I'm calling Lizzy. You're amazing. Bless you, Jane. But, you know what, guys? It's a beautiful journey. It's a beautiful journey. Don't be afraid. That's not a good fear. That's a bad fear. You should not be afraid to be in touch with the very thing we come from. We come from dirt and stardust. So if things like the stars and herbs scare you, my God, I don't know what to say about that. I'll just sip on my ginger water, I guess. You can't be afraid to be close to nature, because nature can heal the body. It says it right there in Revelations that it's the herbs that are going to heal the nations. If you're a Bible reader, in Ezekiel it talks about fasting. When they talk about Jesus Christ, Yahweh fasted for 40 days and 40 nights to gain strength, because he had a mission to go on that was like impossible. So he didn't eat for 40 days and 40 nights so that he would be strong enough not only to die, but to come back. That's kind of beautiful. And kind of beautiful. I think it's amazing. And ginger water is good too. I could stay on here with you guys all evening. I love you guys very much. I am going to drink a little bit more ginger water and go to bed though. We will, as I said, the next videos, we're not going to be doing the live dosing. So we will get to talk more about the process, more about the herbs, more about the journey in general. We will get to talk more about the formulas, the compounds. I will be getting everybody's notes sent out to them. Today was just a really trying day. That's why I said 24 hours, but don't promise possibly 48, because today was very trying. And we have to try to stay relaxed during this. But you guys know I got you. It's going to be done. You can even ask Jane at one point in the middle of some information I was sending her. Right in the middle of it, I put something colon, and I was going to send the list, and I stopped. And I don't think she heard from me for like 6 hours. And then I just picked right back up, and she started getting like a bunch of text messages. So I'm here. Sometimes it may take a little bit of time, but I'm here. I know that this week we are going to be talking about these pretty babies. You guys aren't going to want to miss this. This is Star Anise. We're going to be talking about that this week. Kind of like licorice. But, grand setting to you all. And I'm wishing that you all will have a grand rising as well. We are all going to rise tomorrow. You know, we're all going to be very blessed tomorrow. Blessings raining down from above, cups overflowing. It's going to be a really good journey. This is part 1. You know, pretty soon we're going to be coming up on halfway, and we're going to be doing round 2. And pretty soon we'll be done with the 90 days. And then I will be able to give you guys an update. Next summer is going to be amazing for us all. Let me get this over here for us here. There we go. Okay, so once again, peace and blessings and love and healing. And as always, namaste. Grand setting and good night all.